Have you ever felt like something's just off? Like your body's trying to tell you it's not quite right, but you can't put your finger on why? I had a friend, Henry, a 67-year-old retiree, who felt exactly that. He confided in me, "William, I've been doing things the same way for decades, but now it's different. Something's wrong." He wasn't sick, wasn't on new meds, but his body was sending signals. Quiet warnings he didn't understand. That's when I realized a habit most men never question could be the culprit. Masturbation. Now, let's get this straight. There's no shame in it. It's as natural as breathing, even after 60. Here's the catch. As you age, your body changes. Habits that worked fine in your 40s can start to hurt you, your prostate, your energy, confidence, without you even noticing. I'm William, and I've spent years digging into men's health, talking to experts, and hearing stories like Henry's. Today, I'm sharing 6 mistakes men over 60 make when it comes to masturbation, mistakes that silently chip away at their health, and simple ways to fix them. These aren't just ideas. They're backed by science, real experiences, and steps you can take today to feel stronger, more vibrant, more connected. If you like what you hear, type 1 in the comments. If not, type 0 so I can make content that serves you better. Let's dive into the first mistake, one that's quietly rewiring your brain in ways you might not expect. Mistake 1. Leaning too much on adult videos. The problem is simple, but sneaky. Relying heavily on adult videos can dull your ability to feel real pleasure. Many men don't realize it's happening until the spark is gone. After 60, your brain's dopamine system, the part that lights up when you feel joy or excitement, starts to slow down. It's like an old radio. It still works, but the signal's weaker. Watching fast-paced, intense adult content is like cranking that radio to max volume all the time. Your brain gets overwhelmed, flooded with more stimulation than it's built to handle. To cope, it turns down the volume on everything else. Suddenly, real sensations like the warmth of touch or the thrill of intimacy feel flat, lifeless. You might still get there physically, but emotionally, it's like you're stuck in neutral. Studies like those from Harvard Medical School show this overstimulation can reduce sensitivity over time, leaving you disconnected from your own body. I've seen it firsthand. A guy I know, Tom, 66, used to watch videos every day, thinking it kept him in the game. But he told me, "William, it's like I'm numb. I don't feel the way I used to." He blamed age, but it wasn't just that. His brain was overloaded. The fix isn't hard. Try easing off adult content for a couple of weeks. Focus on what your body feels, your breath, the texture of your skin. It's like letting that old radio rest so it can pick up the signal again. Tom did this, and after a month, he said he felt alive again, like rediscovering a part of himself. If pleasure's been slipping away, this could be why. But overstimulation isn't the only trap. The next mistake is about where you're doing it, and it's doing more damage than you might think. Mistake 2. Choosing the wrong spot, like the bathroom. Here's a mistake that catches a lot of men off guard. Masturbating in the wrong position, like sitting on the toilet. It sounds harmless, right? The bathroom's private, quiet, no one bothers you. But that convenience comes with a cost. After 60, your blood flow isn't as strong as it used to be. Sitting on a hard surface, especially hunched over, puts pressure on your pelvic area, right where your prostate and nerves live. It's like squeezing a garden hose. The flow gets restricted. Over time, this can cause swelling in your prostate, discomfort, or urinary issues, like dribbling or feeling like you can't fully empty your bladder. Research from the Mayo Clinic points out that poor pelvic circulation can worsen prostate health, and this position is a hidden culprit. The damage isn't instant. It builds slowly, quietly, until you're wondering why things don't feel right. I heard about a man, Robert, a 70-year-old who loved his morning coffee and routine. He started noticing groin pain and trouble urinating, chalking it up to getting older. When we talked, he mentioned doing things in the bathroom, perched on the toilet. That was the problem. All that pressure was stressing his body. I suggested he switch to a better spot, like standing or lying on his bed where his pelvic area could relax. A few weeks later, Robert said his pain was fading and he felt lighter, more at ease. If you're using the bathroom as your go-to, it's time to rethink. Pick a position that lets your body breathe, one that doesn't squeeze your system. Your prostate's begging for a break. But if you think where you do it is the only issue, the next mistake is even sneakier. It's about how you're rushing through the whole thing. Mistake 3. Racing through the moment. Picture yourself grabbing a quick coffee, gulping it down without tasting it just to get through the day. That's what many men do with masturbation, rushing it like it's a chore to cross off. The problem? Speed kills the benefits your body craves. After 60, you're not just chasing a quick release. Your body needs time to soak in the good stuff, hormones that lift your mood and recharge your energy. When you hurry, you're shortchanging yourself, leaving the table before the real meal's served. It's not just about feeling good in the moment. It's about keeping your spark alive for the long haul. Rushing sends your nervous system into a frenzy. Your heart pumps too fast, your muscles tense up, and those hormones, oxytocin, the one that makes you feel calm and connected, or dopamine, the one that fuels your drive, barely get a chance to flow. You might finish, but instead of refreshed, you feel drained, hollow, like you've run a sprint with nothing to show for it. Worse, over time, this habit dulls your body's ability to respond, making every sensation feel weaker, like a radio stuck on low volume. Research from the Cleveland Clinic shows that chronic stress on your nervous system can sap energy and even mess with your heart health. I've seen what rushing does. A friend, Mike, in his mid-60s, used to treat these moments like a pit stop, fast, no fuss. He'd say, "William, I've got better things to do." But he started noticing he felt more tired than satisfied, like his body was running on empty. It wasn't just age. It was the hurry. So I shared a simple trick. Slow down, like you're savoring that first sip of morning coffee. Take a few deep breaths. Let your shoulders relax. Feel each moment instead of racing to the end. Mike gave it a try, and a few weeks later, he was different, brighter, more energized, like he'd rediscovered a part of himself. The solution is easier than you think. There's no clock ticking here. Give yourself permission to linger, maybe an extra 5 minutes to breathe, to be present. It's like tending a small fire. You don't rush the flames, you let them build. If you've been speeding through, this could be why pleasure feels more like a chore than a gift. But rushing isn't the only thing tripping you up. There's a part of your body you're probably ignoring, and it's silently undermining everything you do. Mistake 4. Overlooking your pelvic foundation. Imagine a house with a shaky foundation. Cracks start forming, doors don't close right, and eventually things fall apart. That's what happens when you ignore your pelvic floor muscles. These muscles, tucked deep in your core, are the unsung heroes of your body. They support your bladder, your prostate, your entire sexual system. But most men over 60 don't even know they exist. When you masturbate without engaging them, or worse, when you tense up and push down, you're putting strain on this foundation. It's like driving a car with a loose chassis. It might still run, but it's rattling, wearing out fast. Over time, this stress weakens your pelvic floor, leading to embarrassing leaks when you laugh or sneeze, softer erections or orgasms that feel less intense. Studies from the National Institutes of Health show weak pelvic muscles can disrupt bladder control and sexual function, and neglecting them during private moments only makes it worse. The damage creeps in slowly, like water seeping into those cracks, until you're left wondering why your body's betraying you. I heard about a guy, David, a 68-year-old who loved hiking. He started noticing dribbling after using the bathroom, and it shook his confidence. He thought it was just part of getting older. But when we talked, I realized he wasn't using his pelvic floor at all during his private time. I suggested a simple fix. Picture the muscles you'd use to stop peeing midstream. Gently tighten them, hold for a second, then release a few times while you're in the moment. It's like doing push-ups for your core, strengthening that foundation. David practiced this, and a month later he said, "William, I feel like I've got control again. Even my hikes feel better." You can start today.
Try stopping your urine flow once or twice next time you're in the bathroom. It's a quick way to find those muscles. Then, use them lightly during your private moments. Not pushing, just engaging. It's a small tweak that rebuilds your strength from the ground up. But even with a solid foundation, there's another mistake waiting to trip you up. One that's all about how often you're tending to yourself. Mistake 5. Throwing off your rhythm. Think of your body like a garden. Tend it too much, and you exhaust the soil. Neglect it, and the plants wither. That's what happens when your masturbation rhythm is out of balance, either too frequent or barely at all. Many men fall into one of these traps without realizing it. Going overboard, like making it a daily ritual just to pass time, can wear your body down. Your prostate gets irritated like a muscle worked too hard without rest. Your energy fades, and what started as pleasure becomes a sog, dulling your spark for real connection, with yourself or someone else. On the flip side, avoiding it entirely, maybe out of guilt or thinking it's not for you anymore, lets your garden go dry. Blood flow slows, nerves weaken, and your body's natural strength starts to fade. Research from Johns Hopkins Medicine shows that regular, moderate activity keeps your pelvic system healthy, but extremes in either direction can tip the scales toward fatigue or decline. The trouble builds quietly until you're left feeling off, like a car engine sputtering from neglect or overuse. I saw this with a man named George who was pushing 70. He'd stopped completely, convinced it wasn't right for his age, but he felt sluggish, disconnected, like his vitality was slipping away. When we talked, I explained his body still needed that gentle rhythm to stay strong. He started again, finding a pace that felt natural, not forced, not absent. A few weeks later, he told me, "William, I feel like I've woken up." The key isn't a strict schedule. It's about listening to your body. If you're drained, ease back. If you've stepped away, dip your toes in gently. Picture tending that garden. Enough care to keep it blooming, not so much it wilts. For most men, a steady rhythm, maybe once or twice a week, keeps the soil rich without burning it out. If your rhythm's off, this could be why your energy's not what it used to be. But even with the right pace, there's a deeper mistake, one that's less about your body and more about your heart. Mistake 6. Missing the heart of the moment. Imagine sitting by a fireplace, but instead of feeling its warmth, you're just watching the flames flicker, detached, going through the motions. That's what happens when you masturbate without emotional connection. It's easy to fall into this trap, treating it like a routine, a quick fix, or just something to do. But when you strip away the heart, you're robbing yourself of what makes it meaningful. After 60, your body and mind crave more than mechanics. Without intention, your brain misses out on oxytocin, the hormone that wraps you in calm, connection, even joy. You might finish, but there's an emptiness, like leaving a meal still hungry. Over time, this disconnection dims your spark, not just in private moments, but in how you feel day to day. Research from the Mayo Clinic shows that emotional engagement boosts mental health, and without it, you're left adrift, like a ship with no anchor. This isn't about performance. It's about feeling alive, whole, still human. I knew a man, Paul, in his early 70s who felt this emptiness. He'd say, "William, it's just habit now. There's no point." But when I suggested he approach it differently, like a quiet moment to honor his body, to be grateful for its strength, he tried it. He focused on the sensations, the warmth, the fact that he's still here. Weeks later, he told me, "William, it's like I'm rediscovering myself." The fix is simple but profound. Treat these moments with care, like tending that fireplace. Be present. Feel the warmth. Let it mean something. It's not just about your body. It's about your spirit. If you've felt hollow, this could be why. But all these mistakes point to something bigger, and it's time to bring it all together. Conclusion. These 6 mistakes, leaning on adult videos, choosing the wrong spot, racing through, overlooking your pelvic foundation, throwing off your rhythm, and missing the heart, aren't just habits. They're signs of disconnection from your body, your feelings, your vitality. I've learned this not just from research, but from my own journey. Years ago, I thought aging meant slowing down, accepting less. But talking to men like George and Paul, I saw something else. Small, mindful changes can rekindle that fire inside you. Your body's like a hearth, still burning, still warm, if you tend it right. Masturbation isn't just a moment. It's a chance to care for yourself, to say, I'm still here, still alive. My friend, you deserve to feel that spark, to wake up knowing your body's still yours, strong and vibrant. Start today. Be gentler, more present, more connected. It's not about chasing youth. It's about embracing the man you are now. I've seen it change lives, and I believe it can change yours. If something here touched you, share your thoughts in the comments. Your story might light the way for someone else. If this spoke to you, please hit the like button, subscribe, and pass it along to a friend. Thank you for sitting with me, for trusting me with this conversation. Here's to living fully, fiercely, with every beat of your heart, no matter your age.